Hey guys, so here we are. Wanted to take a minute to take a look at one of our teammates, Brad, who is a part of our long drive training program. Yeah, this is really exciting. You can see he's got his little swing speed radar there, and we're going to see how he's doing. So he's obviously played a lot of golf. He hits this ball very solid. Let's take a look at his swing. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. So, if we want to talk about long driving and the program that I'm doing, there's a few different elements. There's a technical element in terms of the way I'm leveraging the club, and then there is the actual training element that is going to improve your fast twitch muscle contraction. So let's take a look at this from a technical point of view. Okay, so we'll watch this in slow motion here. Brad does a nice little forward press, and then here we go. Now, one thing I notice is that Brad's legs look, he's standing a little upright. His legs look a little stiff, so to speak. That's not too bad. I mean, he obviously can play very well this way. And we see him get to the top of the backswing, lifting that left heel, showing that he's definitely ready to crash into that ball and put what he's got into it. But one thing that you'll notice right here is that belt buckle is still looking pretty much at the golf ball. Now, this is something that if you haven't done this type of work, like really working your belt buckle away from the golf ball, it takes a lot of trust. I mean, it's a matter of trust. But when you look at Bubba Watson, like the swing analysis I did of him, or if you look at Jack Nicklaus, two of the greatest long bombers in history, you'll see that with their classic swings, they really wind up with their hips and they let their belt buckle face away from the target. But, Brad is still flexible enough. He gets to a very nice position at the top of the swing. He's got a nice amount of length there. I believe that he could even do more, but that's not too necessary. I'm going to focus on two main things here. So we're going to look at the downswing now. Retaining some nice lag here. And look at this impact position. Still got both heels on the ground. Now, Brad is going to get faster just by virtue of learning how to swing the shaft for speed. That's the funny thing about this, is you cannot muscle something as light as a shaft. You just have to let it go. And what it winds up being swung with is your fast twitch muscles. So let's go back here for a second. Now, what I would recommend for Brad is that he takes a little more bend in his knees to begin with. I am so fascinated with knee bend right now. Knee bend is going to allow you to get into positions that are going to, it basically lets your hips rotate much, much more if you allow your knees to bend. It's pretty remarkable. Ben Hogan had the craziest knee action because his back leg is a little straight at the top of his backswing, but he is able to smoothly get into that squat position with both knees bent, and then at the last second, everything fires and he really rips through the ball. So if Brad could bend his knees a little bit more, or let's go ahead and say a lot more. Just go ahead and try and max it out. Really squat those knees. And then we're going to turn that belt buckle away from the target line as far as possible. And then we're going to plant into that squat. Like right here, we see that, Brad is going down a little bit, but he's really not squatting down. We're going to want to use the ground forces to give us power. Does So that's Brad swinging about 92 right now. I think that he has a really good shot at making 100 before all is said and done. I don't want to, get in trouble, but that's what I think is totally available to him with a little bit of technical work and a little bit of training to get his fast twitch muscle fibers going. So let's look at one of my swings from today. This is a pretty interesting swing. Yeah, so that one was 117. Nothing to sneeze at. There's a whole story to go along with it. But I wanted to do something that was a swing I could play with on the course. That's kind of the main thing. I don't want to be too crazy doing some kind of swing where I'm just going to, hit it all over the planet. I want to be able to take this to a golf course. So let's break down this swing right now. You'll notice I'm doing some different things here. One thing you'll notice right out the gate is I have my toes flared a little bit. I used to have my right foot much more square, but I want to be able to turn and get my belt buckle as far away from the target as possible. So we're going to see that I'm going to be able to get that going. I'm keeping that right leg in the same position the way Mr. Hogan wanted. Here we see I'm really reaching for some width here. And that left knee is going in a la Jack Nicklaus or Bubba Watson. I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm balanced, and I'm telling you, I'm as deep as I've ever been into my right heel. My weight is really deep into that foot, but that's okay. I'm not going to lose my balance. This position here, I don't think I've ever hit a position like this. I mean, it looks pretty, the lower body reminds me of Jack Nicklaus, I'm proud to say. Now, what's crazy is in my mind, I think I'm really swinging high and not flat. But I've been swinging this way for so long, it's still pretty flat. It's pretty Hogan-y, but that's what's so funny. An inch feels like a mile. But let's watch this set. This is the top of my backswing, and as we know, my lower body is going to start to move before my upper body does. But I'm just going to let that club settle in as I start to really get prepared to leverage the end of the handle. And now we see my left knee is making that move back towards the target. I'm past parallel. And that right heel, man, I'm telling you, I've never leveraged the ground this well in my whole life. So now I've got both heels on the ground, and you can see that shaft is really starting to take the load. So here we go. Look at this lag right here. Both heels down. Now this frame is very important to me. It used to be my right heel would already be off the ground, but I'm very proud of this. I'm not trying to hit any positions. I'm just finding them through better technique. And this is one of the reasons why I think this long drive training program is really, really crucial for me at this point in my career. It's so much fun, but Mr. Hogan would tell Chris Cheddar, you got to hit it. You're lollygagging. That's what he always used to tell her because she had a smooth swing. He'd say, you can't be lollygagging. You got to go after it and really hit that ball. Can't be afraid or timid. But this is a great position for me. Now let's watch how I unwind the swing from here. So now in the next frame, we can see my lower body is still driving forward. And man, my right heel is still down. I'm so excited to say. Now that club is screaming through here. And now there's obviously, the way the camera catches the club, it's going to look a little forward bend, but, that's just an anomaly. But what I like is my right heel, this leg position, my right heel is down and my left leg is still bent. I'm so excited about that. My right shoulder is lower, and you can see my left shoulder starting to raise. And here I've hit the golf ball. I'm transitioning my weight to my left side. My left knee is still bent. I love that. I just love that. Now watch this. Watch my right toe. There's no way that foot's going to be able to stay there. And in the classic style, like so many great pros from the past, you'll see that that toe and foot just drags along towards the left foot. It has to. Otherwise, I'd fall backwards. And then here I go up on my toe to find my balance. So let's go back. Let's watch that one more time in full speed. Well, that's where it's at. So I'm excited to keep going forward with this program. I'm telling you, it's a drama. There's things I don't want to reveal just yet because I don't know how they're going to turn out. So I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. If you're blessed to live in a place where you can actually go out and play golf, I hope you hit them long and I hope you hit them straight. Do you have a golfer on your Christmas list? Get them the Hogan code. Change your game, change your life.